So this was in the same series. I've done phone boxes and street lights and God knows what. But this was the same thing. You know, this is what I was saying at the beginning. How do you interest a newspaper in the potential of a pavement? And I'm going to say this was a success, not because I suggest that in any way my writing is a masterpiece, but just the fact that I smuggled something so kind of banal, a piece about something so banal into the newspaper, and the picture editor got excited and did a great job. You know, from the Paris Commune to Rio de Janeiro, and then the kind of the 18th century London. Clearly, the picture editor enjoyed it, which made it a great piece, a great spread. And in a way, I think that's the success for an architecture critic, is getting something that's about the public realm, but how a relatively simple modification to the everyday can make a real difference to everyday life. It encourages people to see the kind of the banal in the city. That's it, I think. 10 minutes, that'll do me. Yeah. Okay, so that's my success and failure. Thank you. Thank you. Who do I give this to? Okay. Thanks.
When you tell the story of my collaboration with the Sole 24 Ore that started 13 years ago, and at the beginning I think it's fine. Okay. At the beginning, I try to tell you my little story that we are Pipan and Il Sole 24 Ore. Go on. And I'm a journalist and an architect, and for 10 years I worked for the Italian economic newspaper on the page on the weekly magazine dedicated to the built environment. And we have an especially magazine focused on architecture and urban generation, and was Progetti e Concorsi, dedicated to competition and architecture. I also write today for Casa 24, that is a supplemental of Il Sole 24 Ore dedicated to the real estate. In 2014, I have co-founded Pipan, and it is an independent communication and networking platform for the built environment with the aim of developing a new way to inform about the design, construction, and industry market. I like to define myself just an urban journalist more than an architect journalist. Go on, and I try to develop what happened till 2005 and till today. What we have, how we have spoke about architecture in our pages. At the beginning, the theme was the large project. Architecture for the economic newspaper is a vibrant topic for comments and inquiries. Focus on Archistar and new generation, just what we told yesterday night. Journalist subject, financing and feasibility. And so we discovered that there was a market to explore, and Il Sole 24 Ore created this Progetti and Concorsi. 2006, Modern Icons, International Architecture with its landscapes becomes a reference point. Architecture lands on the economic newspaper thanks to the input of news linked to very important architects. 2007, competition. In Italy, only private ones. Projects. They are told through numbers, detail on material and the technologies to start a dialogue with the construction industry. 2008, we started to talk about process. Architecture and infrastructure projects turn into news often only by referring to delays, issues, and problematic announcements. These are the years of the crisis, and the wiki market and the bureaucracy is a leverage to look out for new opportunity in Europe. Crisis is going on, and we are trying to explain interesting things. For example, international cities that stand out, or projects affirmed with the creativity. A particular point to the article at this side Il Sole 24 Ore promotes an initiative contest to build a memorial of peace. I like to remember this story because in 1 year we collect a lot of sketches from different kinds of architects, and we use the magazine, the newspaper, to put these sketches that I ask, from Libeskind to Eisenman, and from De Lucchi to Massimiliano Fuchsas, so international and architectural, international Italian architects. We ask to collaborate to build this memorial. Going on, in 2010, the gap between Italian and abroad opportunities widens. In our country, great delays and announcements without follow-up. I remember this in this page, the idea to have Rome for the Olympiadi and other kind of delays. 2011, Italians are looking for quality work and opportunity. Migrants, we talk about migrants in Italy from Italian architects that are finding some kind of jobs abroad. And new trades and specific professions arise because of new market needs, without finding a proper match in the current legislation. I would like to remember this page, the theme of master plan, because all of us talk about master plan, but in Italy we don't have a law that talk about master planning. And so in that case, Alejandro Gutierrez from ARUP described how master plan is important for the real estate. We use our pages to explain to the market how you can increase and develop the idea to build better. 2012, to find work opportunity, people go abroad, not only Europe, but Asia and Africa. Also about contests. The big competitions are won by international architects, but in most cases they don't beyond drawing. I collect a lot of I think I can collect a lot of architecture on paper that are just only on paper. 2013, Italy, Do Not Depress. That was a title with an interview with Libeskind, and I decided to give up in these days because it was just a sign to say that we needed to do something more. And so the real estate world discovered architecture as a valuable product. The private sector relaunched design. I would like to say these things because for us it's an important thing. After the crisis, I think private and also for the newspaper, we move from talking about icon to market. Going on. 2014, architecture is important for the press, even if it does not concern museum, station, airports. The fundamental role of the project also applies to churches in the suburbs and social housing. 2005, efficiency, sustainability, participation, landscape, and reuse amongst the new topics that get interest. New words on our title. Talking about architecture does involve other actors, such as utility companies or developers. I'd like to stress this point, because architects are not the only one in the title, but other part of the process are important as architects, and we put in the middle the projects. 2016, from the building to urban regeneration, every week a focus on a provincial town who is at work, what business models and what opportunities. I think that newspaper is an important tools to be a service. I want to tell something that is helping someone. And so going into a little town, I can describe and I can tell architects or builders what they can do in the next few months. 2017, architecture is no longer the only star, but it is important to describe the overall procurement and construction process. Today, numbers describe the market. Research and development on materials are an opportunity for companies. Technologies are recognized as a service to optimize the work of the supply chain. I mean, off-site, for example, is one of the important things in the newspaper in these days. This is in the next one. From 2005, from today, words are changing, and architecture is not just an abstract idea, but a concrete value. We move from Archistar, icons, big name, marketing concept to urban regeneration, real estate, industrialization, efficiency, other kind of words. And to conclude my presentation, I try to say one success and one unsuccess stories. The first one is about mad architects. It was 2007, and we had the article on the left side, and we invest on this icon. No one known who was mad architects. They was founded in 2004, and Il Sole 24 Ore was really strange, dedicated 2 pages to the new architecture, and we decided to put this icon as the main important image. And today, Ma Architects is a big office out of China with 130 collaborators, and I would like to remember his presence in Italy, because he is one of the architects involved in the regeneration of the railway area in Milan, and in the last Salone del Mobile, he's the star of an important installation with Audi. The last one, the unsuccess. A lot of us worked and write about the law dedicated to architecture. Il Sole 24 Ore has done an important campaign to promote a law, but we don't have a law dedicated to architecture. And we try to explain how other cities from Europe are going on, and Italy is stopped, is blocked also because we don't have this law. Thank you very much.
Hola, buenos días. Yo quería hablarles también, llevo muchos años también trabajando el tema de la arquitectura, pero desde diferentes perspectivas. Durante muchos años trabajé como periodista cultural en un diario en El País, y desde hace 7 años soy subdirectora y coordinadora no de cultura, sino del suplemento dominical del diario. Pero digamos que he estado... cuando eres periodista y cultural, y no solamente especializada en arquitectura, que sí que puedes estar más o menos, y hay también la parte de crítica, pero también en las secciones de cultura normalmente la persona que hace arquitectura también hace artes visuales o hace diseño, hace patrimonios, el ámbito es bastante amplio. Muchas veces la lucha es conseguir que el tema realmente tenga la relevancia que tú querrías y que consideras que valdría la pena que tuviera, compitiendo con todas las otras disciplinas dentro de la misma sección de cultura y con los otros temas que también en toda la sección existen. Cuando comentabais lo de un tema de éxito y un tema de fracaso, creo que esta portada de Lara es un tema de éxito. No solo porque se merecían RCR el premio, o sea, tener la portada porque habían ganado el Pritzker y era la primera vez que los arquitectos catalanes lo ganaban, sino porque competía con otros temas aquel día. Y no todas las portadas de aquel día en Cataluña salieron con RCR en portada. Y nosotros, lo interesante es que tanto en la sección de cultura la apuesta fue muy clara por el tema, sino que también en lo que es la dirección y en lo que era todo el equipo que estaba pensando a la portada aquel día, desde el primer momento teníamos muy claro que la portada no era ni Luis Enrique, ni era el tema de convergencia, ni los otros temas que eran importantes aquel día, que estaban pasando, sino que había que dar relevancia a la importancia de lo que suponía esto para la arquitectura catalana y para el equipo en conjunto. Pero no además esto, sino que no se quedó con esto, sino que a lo largo de toda la semana se hicieron artículos explicando entrevista, lo que suponía, los otros prizques que había en Barcelona, que podía, hablando con más gente de arquitectura de Cataluña para ver qué suponía, y en agosto también fuimos al workshop que estaban haciendo ellos para hacer un seguimiento y explicar qué supone todo esto, qué hay más, cuáles son los conceptos que hay detrás de toda esta arquitectura. Porque muchas veces se queda el premio en un éxito, una noticia interesante, pero después lo que es el fondo, lo que es el concepto, lo que es qué más hacen, qué les ha supuesto, se queda sin poderlo explicar bien. Y creo que esto es interesante porque a veces cuando se habla de arquitectura y medios, no solamente son los periodistas o son los críticos los que pueden decidir. Detrás, siempre en un medio, en un diario, que es muy diferente de una revista o de un blog o de un medio especializado, lo más difícil siempre es la competencia. La competencia con las otras disciplinas y la competencia de aquel día que tienes la mala pata de que hay una cosa muy importante, pero que se te come otro tema, otra foto, otro compañero que tiene una exclusiva o que tienen una historia que ha pasado. El hecho de poder hacer la apuesta, pase lo que pase, creo que es una apuesta clara por una arquitectura que sí que se hace desde la sección de cultura, pero no solamente desde la sección de cultura, que era lo que se estaba comentando antes. La arquitectura, cuando decimos arquitectura, ¿a qué nos referimos? Porque arquitectura es no solo lo que hacen los arquitectos o el objeto, sino está toda la parte urbanística, la legislación, como decíamos, lo que supone socialmente, cómo cambiamos la mentalidad, está la parte de patrimonio, y todo esto tiene diferentes ámbitos. Están en la parte de economía. Durante estos años, digamos, en Barcelona al menos, durante muchos años de arquitectura se hablaba mucho en cultura y mucho en local, porque había mucha transformación de la ciudad y entonces había mucha información social de arquitectura porque interesaba políticamente, interesaba urbanísticamente, porque la ciudad crecía. Vino la crisis y la arquitectura pasó a hablarse en política, porque se hablaba mucho de corrupción, porque la arquitectura estaba ligada a lo que era la corrupción, a lo que eran los bufos urbanísticos que se habían realizado, y se hablaba mucho en economía, básicamente porque se hablaba de crisis y de cómo estaba decreciendo y de cómo no había trabajo para los arquitectos ni para los constructores y que había